my loves. Like, I basically love you guys so much, and I want to go live today. But the reality is that everything in me is endeavoring to process, like, letting go. What the fuck? I shared with Divine Sight, who is a very active divine member of this community, and I've had this sort of like, you know what, you know, all this fucking spiritual shit hits you in layers, doesn't it? And you think you know, and then you get, you either get rammed up the arsehole or slapped across the face, or, you know, jonked against the head by life, and you're like, ah, and they're like, you don't know shit, and then so hello. And, you know, I have been, ever since I started stream writing 20 years ago, when I was having my early spontaneous awakenings, I can remember I was taking a train actually to a place called Newquay, not far where I'm living now. And I just, in my journal was, hey Christian, how are you? In my journal, I just kept writing, letting go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. And this is when I was like, you know, Neil Donald Walsh has a book called like Conversations with God. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. When you're connected and then you're stream writing consciousness, you're basically streaming like a God talk versus your own today MJ went to the park versus like let go, all is one. And like, this is fucking juicy shit. And I continue to go back to that insight or experience because I can remember divine sight. I can remember in this writing of the journal sort of looking at these words like let go, like what is that? Let go of what? What are you talking about? Whatevs, right? And it is this stuff that we talk about in like this world, like all of this stuff. Like, the fucking process of letting go is literally a continual process of yes, a continual process of like shedding parts of yourself. Which is why, because like I was just kind of having a bit of a crew cry. Like, as I was sharing something with Divine Sight, suddenly the tears. Roots in the house. I don't know if anyone else has Capricorn in their South Node and Cancer North Node, which is this fucking nodal transit that, or lunar node transit, been in for the last year and a half. Heavy fucking handed. And yet, just this morning, it like hit me in my heart space about like realizing that my essential nature, the Capricorn energy, has been my effing driving force. And God, do I love it? I do. I love that part of me, I guess, as in like I've always been really action oriented. Like I've always been like, go get it, meh. Go get it, make it happen. Oh yeah, you have the reversal. Holy shit, this is um that should be interesting as well. So this whole, and actually I'm intuiting the reflection as well, and how that might align in different fashions. Anyway, divine side, you guys, like I'm literally like in a squat position on my bed, just like so anywho, so this morning I'm finally processing the actuality of like, so the nodes you're meant to release. South node is what the shit that you're born with, that you know really well, that you're meant to release. Cancer is your, or anyone's north node is the energy of their destiny, right? It's the energy of like the true reality of what's going to make them happy. I could shed a tear, I already have, but like, so what the process for me of letting go is like letting go of a part of me that I feel is intrinsic to my nature, to my beingness. This inner pressure and this drive and this fucking like to succeed or to be important or to be recognized or to be special or to be perfect or whatever, that Capricornian energy in me has been driving in a powerful way, right? And so the recent delayering of this evolutionary process, and then this morning a little bit of research noodling, and I'm tired today, and that's part of like Divine Sight gave me a little like, hey, if you're gonna go live, and I'm like, of course I want to go live. So this is like, it's like this beautiful, you know, aspect is that, oh, I'm like, I'm fingering myself. So you literally said I'm just laying here and don't want to move or do anything, and less than 2 minutes later, you're like standing in a sky. This is a roll. And like, this is in this again, you guys are here, this is like the hot love community, this is the ultra love community, like my brothers and sisters who showed up, because like the turn of event, as it were, as I'm endeavoring to embody and or integrate what this nodal shift is meaning for me in my life, and the feels today of like, I just want to sleep, and like the fact that we're all in this collective energy shift, and I'm like, you know, being fucking hair. And I'm being guided to do the research on the nodes, and then I'm like, North Node is your destiny. Cancer is all about home and family. If I'm honest, something that I guess part of me never I never resonated with that construct, or so I thought. It never was like, I was running away from my family or feeling alien in my community, and I don't anymore. The people around me I feel absolutely at home with. Again, I'm introvert, so I only really ever have like a handful, if that, of people that I sort of intimately communicate with. I'm single as far as romantic relationship, with for the first time in my adult life. I am thankful for, because I recognize how important it is for me to have this unique autonomous sovereignty, which we all deserve, right? And so that makes absolute sense to me. And yet I'm in this deep trust of like, and it, you know, that right person will just show up at the perfect right time, but I'm obviously too tired to go looking, and it never worked out when I looked anyway. And I know that I don't need anyone for my fulfillment or my completion or my validation or my worth or my love, for that matter. And you know, this morning, as these shifts really come to the end, you know, yeah, and Divine Sight, that's part of the reflection, is that my inner circle are all in their sovereignty, right? Mary Nugent in the house, and Roots is in the house, and Christian in the house, Divine Sight in the house. Like, what? What was that fucking expression from Roots where she's like, I enjoy a good rap out of my arsehole? Huh? Just happened. Okay. So the Capricorn, whatever our South Node is what we release in this life, but it's also what we know. And again, that drive, that kind of make it happen. Aries, and I have Aries fucking Sun and Capricorn Ascendant. So there is a huge cardinal. Let's move, people. Let's get this shit sorted out. And I have a lot of Scorpio too, hence my kind of like, I want to work out the mystery. I know it's a fucking mystery, but still, let's try to like, so it's just like, you know. But the weird, very, very visceral, like my whole body being taken over, is like, you don't need to push anymore. That's what Roots is your comment about the diarrhea-ing out of one's mouth. Making sweet nuggets of gold. Hi, everybody. And I feel that Divine Sight, like, just for those of us who know, we know it has to be the sovereignty. Like, every area of life has to be completely self-sustaining. And that, you know, might have seemed a complete tall order or what have you, but at this trajectory, it's like patterns are just, old paradigm patterns are just so obvious now that it's like, okay, boom, here now. But then this weird internal shifting is happening where it's like, hey, Lorna in the house, where I'm like settling into this feeling of rest that I've never felt before, and this feeling of like release and letting go. And like some of you guys, I showed how I planted my journal that I've been journaling for like 2 years. I planted it in the ocean. I like cried because I was like, it's my fucking journal. That's how I work. That's how I work it. Is it worth it? I put my notes down, flip it and reverse it. I do these things in my journal, and it's like, let it go. It comes through you. You don't need to write it down. You've been mapping this fucking intention and this goal for like 2 years. Let it go, girl. It clearly ain't coming the way you think, so you might as well stop pressurizing yourself to be somebody that you ain't. And yet there's this like coming home feeling. I don't want for anything else. I have you guys. I have a community of hot love vibrations. I have my lovely little creations that are important to me, and I don't give a shit how many people they're important to. Like, to not feel this sort of pressure of something that now I'm feeling, realizing it's so non-existent. And like then to have this like drop into self of this like perfect child that just wants to play, you know, and also be connected. And I think that's something that I'm so thankful to you guys for, is like, here's the thing, we all talk about human connection, but in my truth, we can't connect unless we connect here. No, people might walk around in groups and be like, we're so connected, and yet in my feeling space, I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't feel that connected, or it all feels superficial to me. Whoosh, kataray. This is the light language coming through. Whoosh, kataray, shikaruerai. Hey, Carl. Hey, Ox, how are you? I'm hearing a song. I think it's by somebody named Newton Faulkner, about like feeling home to me. And I know this whole thing of like the home is truly within, right? And even with all the crazy global shit going on, it's like, come on, people, this is what all this crazy shenanigans is all about. For us to realize that all of those external pillars of so-called security are not. They enslave us, you know? False pretend connection is the worst, right? And like I've always, like, now at this point I see that I'm like, it wasn't necessarily just me that felt like an alien. Like, people do. People do feel like alien. I just think they're too scared to admit it. And that disconnection piece, it's like, well, it's safer to fit in at least to a group, right? And, you know, in my early 20s, that damn near destroyed my life. And so the lonely journey of so-called spiritual work or yoga teaching or whatever is like, has been an absolute blessing, as in everyone in my life, every human I've ever encountered has been an absolute blessing. It's just not just you, it's not just any of us, you know, we're not alone. How art thee? But yeah, I feel it's been a pretty deep week, and I just feel I just want to release more and more and more, to feel all these different layers that I didn't even know were there, going, you don't need that anymore, you don't need that anymore, which is fucking scary, because it's all the parts of you that you thought were really fucking important, i.e. South Node into the North Node, right? These are all parts of myself that I thought were fucking, you know, and they are to a certain degree, but now they're like leaving me. And I'm like actually really excited and relieved for simplicity and like non-striving and non-trying and like So actually feeling like I'm enough and I'm home. And like, that's so much a piece of it, of like the little crab. Like, it's safe for me to make a home here when me fucking trying really hard to succeed in the world was never the plan, you know, even though obviously it all is part of the divine plan, because it all gets me, it all gets us to where we're going. And how weird is this, like with the opposite chart influence, right, is that I get that and I see that of for some and for some people it will be like that different edge, right, of it won't be about, it will be shifting in another way. It will be shifting in the sense that you're being asked to charge forward, or you're being called to speak up, or you're being called from this energy that feels kind of scary but at the same time kind of comfortable and cool, where you're like, you will be called to like to take action, to move, to be seen, to be recognized, right? And I'm so relieved to be letting that go. And like, just be home. Fuck, weird, eh? Hi, Elliot. The emotion, it don't stop moving. I love that I keep using my middle fingers because I have one of those hanged nails, you know, what they, it's not like when the actual nail is coming off, but it's when the skin on the side kind of rips. I don't get them very often, but you know, like every once in a while it's like super painful, and it's on a finger that you use like for loads of things, and so it just keeps hitting up against, which then is like making it infected. Owie, exactly, you guys. Kiss my finger better. Kiss my finger better. Kiss my finger. I am so glad that you guys like picking your nose. Exactly, dude. That hurts my fucking hangnail, but I also can't pick my nose with a fucking ching on it. Hello, kiss, kiss, hugs, 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 hugs. It's like nice to feel at home with family, a family where you can be yourself. Exactly, Mary. And then what you're reflecting back is like, and without giving too much power away, that's the fact is that I found my home inside, as in I found the self that everyone's talking about, is like, know the self. And I'm like, I think I'm like noodling into that. I think I'm coming into unconditional love and acceptance for this fucking weird ass self. Which is obviously a really kind of juicy and beautiful thing at the same time, although the false layers are coming up thick and fast to be like, are you sure? You sure you want to let this go? I'm like, ow, ow, yes, ah, ah. And then what? And then just keep showing up on your YouTube channel, chanilia, as in familia, my chanilia, familia. Also the finger in the face, I wanted to bite it. Charlie, who's, no, Charlie! Charlie, what is that? Charlie, bit me. Yeah. Oh, getting there. Progress is good. Progress is good, right? And here, what? Oh, noodle nugget. It's like, also, does that ever end? So I know it's a feeling of home, it's a feeling of getting closer, it's a feeling of deeper acceptance and trust and surrender, and like there's no undoing, and fucking trying to wrap my head around it is just a glorious waste of time. And yet, what Mary's comments make me think of, like, and then there's to know thyself, and then how, and then what, and then it's like it never ends. Because we live in an eternal and infinite universe. It's not like, I've known the self, now we're done. No. It's like, I do not... Oh my gosh. And then this is an insight. So know the self to thine own self be true. The point is, thine is the kingdom. It's like, once you know yourself, then you can really start the manifesting process. thine is the kingdom, right? When you don't know yourself, we're constantly feedbacking off of the unknown, i.e. the unconscious, i.e. why is this happening to me? Patterns, blame and attack. We get looped in. We get sucked into the illusion. But in truth, it is an illusion. Every aspect, in a multidimensional sense, is connected to our own soul's expansion, like truly, truly infinite. And then the more we come into the present, the more we can own all that. But the atonement, this ascension process, the spiritual awakening, it's just activating our emotionality. So becoming emotionally alive, becoming sentient, is just a weird and wonderful and bizarro kind of process. And yet you do land. You do end up finding your way home in the most miraculous way. And then once you're home, you're like, ooh, now what? Because now my mind is my own. I can create what I desire. And that, I guess, is part of the shock in my face and in my heart, is what I desire is nothing more than like a peaceful garden to play in that I can call my own. I know, how selfish of me, right? You want a fucking garden all to yourself? How dare you? You feel me? Baby figure. Aaron, where you been home, my love? Where's Aaron? Down to earth, Dad. Holla, 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 holla. Oh. I just like got a whiff of myself going holla, holla, and I was like, Molly, no, stop that now. Also, I'm actually looking forward to. Let's just jump into my hair for a moment. This hair needs some touchings ups, and I'm not touching it myself anymore. Because it's like growing the slowest that has ever grown, and these ends are just shot to shit. But I just wanted to point that out to you guys in the midst of this totally ridiculous share, but a pretty profound one as well. Because I'm starting to realize like what I'm actually letting go of is myself. I'm like letting go of like huge parts of my personality construct that served me well, and now they're not. They're not important to me, and I'm just starting to realize that. So there's a big part of that, again, aligning with the collective shifting, right? There's a big part of the trickster energy being like, yeah, you see it now, don't ya? And I'm like, fuck. That was kind of there all along, and I couldn't see it. And then the Gemini energy coming in for us is all this, I think, more and more of a shape-shifting via disentangling our south nodes, basically. I would share mine. You can call it yours. Thanks a lot. We invented the new self by calling not self the old self, all one be new. Hot love vibrashe. No, but if I can get a groove of being okay when I'm not okay, that's that exactly. It's big time, Mary. That's I feel like part of the space for me as well. And in this sharing context is just getting to a space where I'm really okay about the so-called not being okay. It's just life, and if anything, what hurts my heart is living in a society where there's okay and mostly not okay, and everyone's supposed to fit into the little narrow okayness that I just think, oh well, that's. And the weird thing is that the so-called okayness to me is more fucked up than anything else. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm fine. I have a job. And more and more of us are like, that means nothing. Are you creating? Are you giving yourself? That's the thing about being a creator. I'm like, what are you creating? Holla. I'm creating more systematized energy for the machine, which is the unconscious self that obviously we all sold out to at some point, but now we're like, no. I took my power back, thank you very much. And what for? What on earth are you taking all that power back for? So that I can live in peace in my garden, you scary beast. Like, that is just a funny thing. We're claiming the energy of control, which is proclaiming that it's taking all of our seeds and destroying our water and destroying the earth, and then we're like, oh, I'll take my power back, and then I'll take my little sovereign pocket of earth back. And then more and more people doing it, more and more people doing it, and doing it right. Thanks. Oh, have you guys heard about the sidereal astrology? Antidepressants and every other drug. Why not? Why not? Yeah, nice to see you, Erin. Fab. Ooh, ooh, look at this. Young Mother Earth to become the crone. Ooh, I see that. It's another interpretation as well of like how the earth is going. Oh my, fascinating. I like that insight. I think the earth is going through the change, the menopause. Yeah. She's evolving into her most evolved state of wisdom, glory. You know, and that's something I really respect that and appreciate it, because my mother was somebody, and she has a blog of her own, and she talks about or has spoken of the crone. The crone is something like often where again our in our culture we've often just gotten rid of certain ages, like we don't see, you know, and so I would say just for humanity the aging process is often this, well, here's a really blank kind of dualistic interpretation. Women become like the Wicked Witch, you know, women getting old, as that's the kind of media imprint. But the crone is what more of us would be kind of feeling into or lining with, is like exquisite beauty. I don't see anything as like taking away from the essence of one's beauty. And so we're finding that greater grace ultimately, right? And as we observe and are shown witness or shown reflections of men and women that are growing old with grace, we as a collective are seeing through the veil going, oh, we keep growing and expanding into greater and greater beauty, in fact. I mean, I feel that, certainly. I feel as a species we have that capacity to regenerate and actually become more and more brilliant, radiant, divine, exquisite, healthy, and in the fifth dimension and beyond, we just descend and ascend. We aren't in this grid of reincarnation via the dark ages, right? Which are again the patterns within the patterns within the patterns within the patterns, hence being infinite creators. I've had some interesting downloads lately about like codes and like actually how our bodies shapeshift on a mathematical level, or maybe like you could say quantum scientific level, and like sheaths of new codes like dropping into the I guess the ether, and our bodies in the blank void of space are allowing these codes to be absorbed by the vessel. And then in as far as the absorption takes place, we gain momentum in our divine unfolding, which part of my emotion in this year is just this quite beautiful and also kind of bittersweet letting go process of recognizing that when we let go, we're grieving. Because we're, even if it's something we're happy to let go of, we're still, a part of us that has been with us is dying, kind of thing. Or like, you know, if we're letting go of, because it's never black and white, right? It's never just like, oh, that's a piece of shit and that's good. It's whole. It's all whole, right? And so we're moving into the integrity of that wholeness with greater awareness as a species, and it's really beautiful. It just, I'm a feeler. I'm somebody who talks a lot about emotions, so I feel them a lot. And you know, oftentimes once the emotion actually starts to come up and come out and come through, it is just this gracious feeling of relief, because I feel like my whole body and being has been holding this like, and I've been kind of just like, okay, and then like I said the other day when I was guided to actually bury my journal, and now it's all coming out for release. Now because like it's 2 or 3 days, it's like a phantom fucking journal I'm looking for. It's been an anchor. It's been a physical anchor of mine. That Capricorn part of me that I always had. Like, I was the kid in fucking kindergarten who, like, had her binder all organized. I was like, Mommy! I'd get excited to go back to school just to organize myself. And, like, you know, being chosen to lead and do those sort of things. And I'm so grateful that I can just let go of that and, like, have a family and have a home of my own. You know, it just, it brings me such a feeling of peace. And I'm still processing it, obviously, you know, like we will see how it all unfolds. That planting of the journal was so symbolic because I'd always burn it or throw it away. And then the planting made me think of, like, because I'm actually planting seeds in my friend's garden, divine size planting seeds, and it's like, the seed planting is just, that's definitely, ah, my knees, yeah, yeah, my sister's been messaging more as well, and oh, see, sometimes you're realizing that there's a feeling of family that we all deserve, we all desire, and that we never had. And yeah, I want to see my niece as much as I can. I want to see my family as much as I can, you know? I miss them. And, like, you guys, I miss you guys, I miss home. I've been running for a long time, you know, and not even realizing. Yeah, down to earth 10, that's part of the feeling I've had where it's like, I've just fucking planted it, I need to rest, I need to fucking nurture her. I haven't necessarily been able to quite realize, like, how much pressure I've lived with, you know, and it's not some grandiose thing, but there's been this fucking pressure and this fucking drive. Like, I just ruthlessly was like, see you later, guys. Like, I didn't necessarily intend to ever see my family again. That's how fucking ambitious or cold it was for me. It was like, fuck, oh yeah, I'm out. Like, it's not this, I'm gonna go fucking find it. And then obviously the return, you know, I never realized how beautiful just being loved. And I am loved, but it's taken me 38 years to love myself enough to accept the love and to understand the love of family. And to be honest, part of that has destroyed my relationships, my romantic relationships, because I just ran away. Although it's not about beating myself up. Those have been multi-layered learnings as well. I also have no desire to be in a relationship until all of my sustainabilities are running, you know? I'm committed now to coming fully home and being financially sustainable, emotionally sustainable, physically sustainable on every level before I even sort of entertain the idea of entering a sexual relationship. Very strong to do that. Thanks, Mark. Hi, Mark. How are you? Joining the MJ show where she has a little cry. No, thank you, Maxine. And it's true, like, that's like the legit awesomeness. Like, you guys are like family to me. You guys are like my brothers and sisters, protecting the airwaves. Like, seriously. Oh, how graceful is that? How fucking beautiful is that? That fucking essentially strangers have randomly appeared on your YouTube channel and they feel like home to you. They understand what you're talking about and they accept you for who you are. Even when you're acting out. Even when you're acting out a pattern. Even when you try to reject them. Like, as family, you know. It's like even this earth, this planet, it's like even if she's trying to fucking reject us, we just have to learn how to love her better. Which is really just about us learning how to love ourselves, our fucking disgusting little selves. I love you guys. I love you guys so much, oodles. And I love the fact that you've grown with me. And I'm so excited. This actual fucking snot. See, there's a part of my old self who's like, unacceptable. I'm like, except it just happened, so what is anyone gonna do? Nothing. None of you guys can jump through your screen. None of the Zukas can do something about this. If I need to just come in, need to find tissues now. Holla! So it's one of those days which I haven't had in quite a while, but like it's one of those days where I feel like I just need to cancel everything. I have sessions today. In fairness, not a lot, but still. And mainly because I just want to cry and be in a cocoon and be like, just hang out here, just be like this for a little bit. And eventually you'll get a little nudging and you'll be like, and then it'll be excited. It will feel exciting to be in the world again. Hey, one day you might even be able to go back to a cafe. That was something I've enjoyed over the years. It was just sitting in cafes and either writing or people watching. Yeah, that. Look at my face. Just the thought of duvet cookies. Are they vegan? Can I have 25? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, Maxine. Oh, you can't say jump through. Oh. It's all screen. It is all screen. So yeah. It's all you guys, really. Oh, look. I still have coffee from earlier. So I woke up at like 1:30 this morning. Blow, baby. You know, it's so funny as well because you guys are like obviously watching things at different times. A little puffy from crying. It passes. Thanks. Yeah, it is super puff still. Ugh. You know, who gives a ass anyway? I do, because I'm vain and I'm fucking proud of it at this point. It's just like, what are you gonna do? You know, we all want to feel lovely, don't we? And any of you who put yourselves on screen, you kind of feel me around like, you know, we like the styles we like, which I also love because the community here is all very authentic. Everyone has a very different eclectic vibe. Hey. Oh my goodness. Why did God create mirrors? Can you share some insight around that? Because sometimes I'm realizing like the mirror vibration, like kind of, however, it's just this density that surges around like self-hatred basically, and that forces me to like, oh, this is part of the running away layers as well, manifesting the most high and then fucking crashing down to your deepest fearful nightmare. And then fortunately there's guiding lights being like, don't stay there though. And you're like, okay, what the fuck do I do now? Just let go. What does that fucking mean? Why did God create mirrors? So we could look at ourselves. It's not May. It's not April. Yeah, but it would be May 1st tomorrow. So May, like, what is life? What is time of nothing? You're down to earth, Dad. Well, here's my flow. It's all of it, right? I think, in truth, my true intuitive perception of so-called weight or any physical distortion that haunts us in a feeling place of like not feeling as alive or not feeling as well or not feeling as beautiful or sexy as our heart knows is true, i.e. God knows is true. It's parts of ourselves that we run away from. It's emotions that we don't want to feel. You know, it's ways that we thought we were undeserving of love. And it is a physical transformation is profound to me personally, way beyond food and diet. In fact, that is a teeny tiny part of it. Personally, I feel the dominant and dominant is like, gotta go, love you roots, make a hot love for you, have a great day, peace out, chica. The dominant sense of how we show up in physical form is truly our connection to self and our communications with self. And I will continue to align and work with that as my own knowing, and this next phase I feel into as much more deeply understanding manifestation, and the depth of it as well. And so I will continue to share as energies become crystallized in the form of like what I'm talking about, balanced on the biggest wave. Pink Floyd. Ooh, I like this song. The heart's doubts manifest as anything not the most beautiful. Well, because if we doubt the divine, we end up in patterned loops of potential distortion, although the distortion loops can get us to the next point of intuitive understanding as well. But it truly is an alignment piece. When in a soul's alignment, the body is aligned, and thus it's perfect, it's radiant, it's how exactly we want it to feel and be and look. When we come out of that and then we start seeking it, then the control patterns can start to encroach. And I've experienced this and been working with these sort of energies since I was 13 years old, or younger, actually, like 11, 10, 11. And like, I firsthand know that quote unquote willful trying, it's not just to say we don't intuitively shapeshift our diet when we're guided to, right? But for me personally, on the yo-yo thing for most of my life, by the time I was 30, I was like, enough. I want to be free. I want to just inhabit a perfect body and eat whatever I want and do whatever I want as it happens, because I love myself and been working on the self-love for a long time. The way what I look for, like naturally what I want to eat, I would say is what people would call healthy. Mostly I like vegetables and but I'll have chocolates and chips and so-called junk food whenever I want to. And I move, I don't obsessively. I used to fucking exercise like a machine, and I just got bigger and bigger. I was bulimic and I just got bigger and bigger, you know? I just broke up with my mirror, holla. Well, here's the thing, what we're breaking up with is that distorted part of self that judges herself when she looks in the mirror. And until we fucking make peace with that part of ourselves that is judging ourselves when we look in that mirror, then enough with the mirror look, right? I just ate some chocolate. Holla. So yeah, on flow, you eat what you want. On flow, you just show up in your divine form. On flow, you naturally want to move. I don't know about you guys, like I like moving. But I also had to get rid of that obsessive tendency around like, then I'm going to go for a run. And then I'm going to do 500 hours of a yoga. And then but I'm still going to be disgusting. So I must exercise more and more. And then I realized none of that actually works, because then what is life and why? That's no fun. So how do we anchor the divinity piece of the inner child that is already perfect? We have to tune to that vibration. We have to tune to that energy. Like, I don't, although some of the patterns are still in this crossroad bridge, like the patterns are still almost like haunting me, but I'm standing them down. I am letting them go of them. I'm like, I know what you are, and I've been there, and I've been through that, and I get that, and that's not who I am anymore. So holla, see you later. Bye. Bye. You know, let's just be perfect. Let's just be divine. Let's just love each other as we are, and have fun living in these bodies. Because straight up legit, if we're having fun in these bodies, food's gonna enjoy being here, and the body's gonna enjoy the food, or the not food, or the booze, or the whatever you want to ingest. Mushrooms, microdosing on acid. I mean, that's part of my, it's like, I'm not ashamed of that. I spent too long in the yoga industry ashamed of some of my habits, where this is part of my Alta Love platform, is that I don't want people to feel ashamed if they drink, or if they do drugs, or if they blah blah, if they don't wear the pink robes or whatever, fuck, right? Oh, how about where we genuinely get to just be who we are and express who we are, and find enough hearts that we can just love each other unconditionally, right? And also not have to hang out with each other, and not have to be entangled in the systematic fucking false economy, which we're all just sort of like butting our heads against. Is it there? Is it there? Is it there? Is the security there? Is the security guard? No! Boom, boom. No, people. The security's not out there, and it's never, ever, ever going to be. And the more we look for it, the more walls that are going to be built, the more fucking weird privacy bullshit's going to come out, the more of this weird shit's going to happen, you know? Hey, John Beanie in the house. Lights another cigarette. Here. You know, in my new place, here's, oh my god. I just got really excited suddenly, but also like made me want to cry. Elliot's talking about, so you guys know how I joke about, like, one of these days I'm gonna smoke a joint with you guys on thing, which scares the bejesus out of me, but I reckon it's safe. Maybe we'll find a private time to do that. I'm not sure, or like go enlisted with live. Maybe I'll just try it with the live share crew. I don't know, but what Elliot just said, and lights up in his head, I'm like, ooh. And then I just thought, oh, in my new place. So I imagine probably I'll be moving in the next couple months, I should think. It depends, obviously. And I'm not going to force any of it. But I can feel there's like another move to find some more settled, peaceful ground for MJ and Team Love. Which, so the new place. And how about this? Let's set an intention. With obviously have an intention to meet in physical, possibly in Jamaica later this year, okay? But closer intention setting for myself in this community is like when I get to my new abode, when I finally arrive in this, in like where I've been intending to get, and having my own place and garden and stuff, can we all christen my apartment with me, or my home? It's gonna be a home with a garden, not an apartment. So yeah, how about when I get moved in and I'm like, holla back, y'all. We all have a smoke stash or a getting stoned stash. You guys can have your edibles if you want to, but like legit, it will be nighttime. Yeah, exactly, Divine Sight. That's what I'm scoping. In fact, I've lined up. There's two in North. There's a barn conversion that I'm looking at, like in the middle of nowhere, and there's another 3-bed. The 3-bed cottage is the one that I'm most looking forward to. So holla my friends, when I get there and I'm all moved in, we're gonna have like an impromptu live share sesh, possibly at 7 in the morning or not, and we can just like chill together like we'd be hanging out in my living room. And some of you guys mightn't want to have an edible or a smoke of a cannabis. Maybe you'll have a glass of red wine with me, or maybe you'll have a glass of sparkling water, you know? It's all, you guys are all besties, right? So it's like we'll have a little online housewarming when I get to my new place. Oh, and Mary, and that's another vision. So as this base at home gets settled, definitely land is getting scouted eat these golden teachers. Yes, indeed. Um, so yeah, so there's the cottage, but then this area that I'm in, obviously we're by the coast, and it is absolutely my intention to eventually have a piece of even small land where there's just some ears and we can gather and maybe camp, tent, get some music, just like a little mini party really, or a little mini festival. And then I'll do the yoga in the morning, and a bunch of us will be together hosting and facilitating activity. So that's definitely a powerful intent for sure, and I can see it. The grand vision for me is to have land with a yoga dome, like a big space, a multi-purpose venue space, but a fairly large glass dome, um, with underfloor heating that can fit like 50 to 100 yoga mats kind of thing. So fairly large, you know. And then just imagine like early in the morning, if it's on like a hill, and like early in the morning you get to like see the sun come up, or late at night you get to lie in shavasana basking under the stars. I'm like, it's heaven. And then yeah, people, it was a place where people can just camp and come to yoga and probably eat vegan because I'm vegan, and grow food and learn how to grow food because that's what I need to learn how to do as well. So thanks guys. I'm making peace with myself in a whole new layer and level. And just the few of you, part of this like ambition and stuff like this has been a real uncomfortable, slightly obsessive thing around like really so I'm like, I'm not even sure if I should express out loud, if that makes sense. So like, that's part of the kind of lifelong pattern, is this really intense, ugly pressure about your, like, the self-disgust, basically. And I really want to be over that, you know, and genuinely love and accept myself fully. And I think that's a big part of letting go as well. And it's not about anyone else. It's not about society or anything standards. It's just the feeling. And because of a feeling that I felt into and lived already in this life, it's like, that's the fucking target, and I get it, and I know how it feels, and we're so close. I feel it. I feel like just because it couldn't have come this far just to let go more, you know, because the old me was sort of waiting for things. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. Yes. Maxine, you're coming. You have a tent and you're coming. Bye, Ox. Really, really nice to see you. I love yoga outside. I know, same. Yes, I'm so happy for you. Hola. Echo intention. Thank you. I know. Don't you just want to chill all together in like a heap? That's what would happen by the end of the surf yoga retreats I was running. Well, really these last 2 years. By the end of the retreat, people would just be like in a clump on a bed. Which is just the intimacy, you know, that you create on a retreat where you feel really comfortable and safe with everybody and you just love. Yeah, like right now I want the heap sesh. Yeah, like you were with Obi and Sage and stuff, you know. Hi, Patricia. Hola. Mwah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, Wolfstar. How are you? Simultaneously meditation, my dear. It's true. Oh, John, I thank you for the reminder. I did see that, and there was this part of me that was like, yes, this is excellent. And I wondered about that. I wondered if that was Well, it clearly is. It's a little different, so it is expansive, right? I know. Same, John. I mean, similar where, like, you, before we speak our truth or put ourselves out there, there's those sorts of fears that come up of, like, people would disown us or blah, blah, blah. And courage. Courage. So far, so good. You're on it. You're on it, my friend. I'll share it on the community page as well. It's one of, I think, John, it's one of your most recent uploads, isn't it? Aww. She, sugar town. I don't know that song. I should be able to pick it up telepathically. All right, you guys, I'm gonna shoot skis, off skis. You will be helped. Oh God, I love you guys. God, I love you guys so much. You guys are so awesome. It's true though. Plant life, plant life. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go and just I'm gonna hang out in this sweet outfit all day long. Let's go. How pretty. I'm gonna hang out in this outfit all day long, possibly not mooch too far from this bed, and I'll catch you on the flips, which means I'll catch you on the other side. Break on through. You guys are amazing. Sleep well for lots of you. For some of you, have a fantastic day. Ha, we're wearing the same clothes. Holla, holla, holla. So good, Elliot. Mega, mega love, Erin. Mega love, El, John, Maxine. Hey, listening. Mwah! Nice to see you. John, Maria, Maxine. Do you know, who have we? I feel like I've been going live too late. I feel like I'm missing Andy. Andy P in the house. I think she's sleeping when I'm sharing a little later. Wolfstar, holla my friend. Ox has gone to sleep. Skis already. Major love for all you. Roots is out as well. And mega, 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 mega love. All right, my loves, I'll see you guys tomorrow. So these live shares, I'm giving myself an actual sketch, but the live shares I do am committed to offering and being here with you guys Tuesdays to Fridays, which is my morning here in the UK. Taking Saturdays off. Weekly readings happen every Sunday, which then get published by Monday. And then the monthly readings I'm usually doing at the end of the month. I do those unlisted, but the birthday month, so the birthday sign, Gemini, will be happening at the end. I'll do Gemini live. So you might catch that. Otherwise, live share crews on Monday. Live share crew pay anywhere from £3.33 a month to $22, depending on your budget. And the live share crew is like a private meetup where we can chat. And then specifically people who join the live share crew, there's a little bit more sharing going on behind the scenes. And then like discussion topics, you know, some people are sitting courses and all that kind of stuff. And we just get to talk about our changes and all that. So I'm loving that. So thank you. Those of us in the live share crew, it's really helped to consolidate the business and ultimately the community. Like I didn't even realize it that I was starting this community, but the live share crew has helped me feel very, very supported. And because of the feedback because of the feedback from the live share crew, that's also what's helped me consolidate, like making sure that I'm showing up consistently. Yeah, lovers. Yay, Gemini. So yeah, Gemini, end of May, I'll do a live reading for Gemini. Ooh, so this will be an interesting time for you because we're transiting the Gemini and Sagittarius nodal axis. I'm trying to think. So is Gemini North Node? Yeah. Gemini is the North. So we're headed toward, hence, Gemini is the double, the twin, right? And the way I see it as well is that the energies personally I feel have been ramping up for me to not just me, this community, energy workers, is like part of what we're moving toward as a collective is getting over that duplicitousness, the twin. We're up leveling the base tone of a twin that is like all nice, but then behind your back is shady. We can up level that into learning how to communicate effectively, right? And kind of softening into this global paradigm shift, which for most of us, this is our life now. The walk that we're walking is the walk that we're going to be walking for the rest of our lives. So holla at ya, paradigm shifters. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Holla all of us for finding our way back to love. Thank God, right? Yeah, you feel that, Mark? Well, yeah, I am. That's part of, I think, the surrender. I'm like, this is it now. I can't go through this again either. I can't go through this kind of career shift thing or another monumental transformational cycle where you just lose everything. Hey, well, you know, if it happens again, it's meant to happen. I'll be ready for it then. But it's like, what's the universe got in store now? Ah! I swear to God, I've been trying to think and feel really positive. It's like atonement will shock your ego right out of its power play spot in your mind. Anywho, I'm talking rams. I'm talking pure ramble sass, but with a lot of love. We cruise. Holla. I love Sagittarians. Okay, you guys, I'm out. I love all the signs, but I just have had more dominant peeps. Love you guys. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Best rambles. Thanks. That's real nice. I was about to like bonk my head, but oh, you know when you like bonk it? Ow! Oh my God! Look at my fingers being directed by my mind. Turn it off, MJ. Turn it off. I'm out, you guys. I love you. Have a great day. Sleep well. Dreams. Let our dreams come true.